about time I come back. I don't know why I'm diddly daddling over there. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, welcome back to my channel. It's Liz. I'm going to be filming for you guys today a pros and cons of living in accommodation. Sorry, I can't. Let me try again. Hi guys, it's Liz. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And as you can already tell by the title, I'm going to be filming a pros and cons of living in accommodation / living on campus. Now, you're either going into university really soon, in sixth form or college, and just interested about next year, or you're literally just interested that you come across my video and you clicked on it, and I'm glad, very glad. But anyways, I'm not going to talk too much. I'm going to jump straight into it and give you the pros and cons. I've got the list here. I'm going to go pros and I'm going to go cons, just so you don't get confused, okay? So, number one, a good thing about living in accommodation would be your own space. I would definitely say that's probably, like, for me, the best thing, because I originally shared rooms, right? So, coming out to uni and having my own space again, it feels it's really nice, do you know what I mean? And then I can organise things and decorate my room the way I like it. There's nothing much more to say about that. Just your own space is nice, okay? Number two would be, I feel like it really gives you an opportunity to make friends earlier and find those out on your course. And it also gives you just a chance to ease in a bit better. And I just feel like it's much easier. Like, for me especially, when we had a whole freshers week, you got to like meet people and stuff like that. And obviously those that did not stay in accommodation didn't have the opportunity to really do that, unless they came in for like an opening day maybe. But yeah, it allowed you to like bond with a few people just beforehand and see who may be on your course, who may not be. And I feel like it just made things so much more easier, especially your flatmates. Number three is, I think, independency. You are way more independent when you're living alone and not living at home, because because of the fact that you make decisions for yourself, and yeah, you literally do everything on your own. So you basically just, you know, live alone and decide things for yourself. And for some people, they would really, really love that, because they don't really get the chance to make that many choices for themselves at home maybe. So that, if you'd like that, then definitely go out to uni, because you would definitely be making your own decisions. And obviously make wise decisions, but just the idea of like choosing for yourself feels better sometimes. Alright, so the next one would be you're closer to your uni. When you're living on campus, you're literally living in your university. So it's way much easier, especially if you're living on the campus that you're going to have your lectures on. You're basically there, like you wake up and it's a 5-minute walk. And I just think that is so much easier than traveling from your house to your university early in the morning. Me personally, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it, but yeah, that is definitely a pro of living in accommodation, because you're literally on your uni and campus compared to like being at home or whatever. Do you want to just keep interrupting me? Like, everything wants to just be interrupting me right now, and I'm just trying to film a video for you guys. One other thing that is really good, I think, about living in accommodation, I feel like you really have the opportunity to build yourself. Like, sometimes when you're like with loads of people and things like that, you don't actually have the opportunity to like focus on yourself. Another one would be, it is so enjoyable when you meet the people that you literally have the best, like when you meet people that you vibe with, yeah, and you're living in accommodation, you literally enjoy your time. I cannot lie to you. When it hits the stage where I found the people that I proper vibe with, yeah, it's good days on campus, I'll be so real. Because like, you can move into accommodation and you might not necessarily like vibe with certain people, and that's absolutely fine. You just have to find the people that you vibe with. So once you do, then you're going to enjoy. Like, I tell you now, it's going to be way much funner, and there's always be someone to chill with and yeah, and go out with and things like that. And it's just so much easier when you're on campus together. Like, you can be up, God knows what hours you want to be up till. You could, you know, organise to meet up whenever. And yeah, I personally think that's a good thing. You get access to support much easier when you're on campus, because of the fact that you are literally minutes away from the lecturer, or like, you know, any support thing, like the library, even a lecturer that you might need help with, your personal tutor, you're very much close by to them. So it's a thing of where when you're on campus, when you live in accommodation, it makes it so much more easier. And I guess you can come down from home, but like if it's a situation where you need like emergency help ASAP, it wouldn't really be an issue when you're in accommodation or living on campus. So I think that's personally really good, because there's times where I'd have to go to the library or I just have to speak to someone, and if I'm at home, emails and they're not always the best with it. So I think it's better if you can just literally go to them in person or go to someone for help in person. Next one I would say is cleanliness, okay? With your bedroom. Let me just say it like that. Make it clean and clear with your bedroom. Now, I don't know, if you're a messy person, that's your own. But if you're a person that likes things nice and tidy, clean and organized, best thing for you. You have your own space, as I've already said, and you can have it all organized and clean, and no one's gonna mess it up but yourself. So if you mess it up, you're gonna clean it up, you know. Exactly. So I feel like the fact that I can keep my room extra clean and all tidy and organized, I personally love it. It actually makes me happy. That's why I'm even smiling. But yeah, I like that. So I think that's a pro of living in accommodation. The chances of you attending lectures is much higher. I wouldn't say to a massive extent, because sometimes, okay, let's not go into like cons, but yeah, I wouldn't say to a massive extent, but it definitely does help with attending lectures, because if you're very close by to a uni, when it's a day where you're not really feeling it, you may just be like, oh, it's alright, let me just go because it's only over there. But if you're at home to trek, if it's a trek for you, I don't know who's gonna be doing that. I mean, obviously it'd be smart to do that and obviously sensible, if you get what I mean. But there's some days where you just can't be asked. I'll be so real with you. And yeah, and once you start missing, yeah, you don't want to get in the habit of missing lectures, because that's not a good thing. So I would literally say, yeah, it helps with going to lectures and attending them. Okay, so I already mentioned it with the support, but like free library access, like if you don't have a laptop and things like that, and you live in accommodation, you can literally go to the library. Okay, even if you do have a laptop, books you can go to the library for. Printing, you can go to the library for. So if you're on campus, I think that's a really good pro, because yeah, it's just very helpful. So yeah, that is genuinely really good when you're living on accommodation. Next would be I like the idea of living in accommodation, because I feel like you obviously have your friends or whatever, and it just gives you a place to chill, like to spend time with them on. Like if you're not trying to just go out, I mean, you can literally stay on campus and you can just sit somewhere and you lot can all chill and talk. And I personally think that's a vibe. If you're with the people that you vibes with, it's a vibe. And I really do like that about accommodation. Like going to uni can be lit, you know what I'm saying? It just depends, you know. I really feel like the people that you are friends with or know of at uni do have an impact on your uni experience. And that is a fact, okay? But yeah, I think that's all my pros done. Oh, another one would be packaging. So you know when you have to like collect your, to be honest, it works either way, but when you're in accommodation, depending on your campus, I mean, I'm speaking through my experience as well, collecting packages is so easy. I mean, I've never found it a struggle. I've never found it an issue. So yeah, I like that, the fact that on campus I can get my package easily, and when I do my Amazon Prime and it becomes the next day, I can just go collect it. Obviously, you can obviously do that at home as well, but I just thought to put it out there for those that were wondering. But obviously each campus, like, it depends, and what accommodation you live in, it depends how you're packaging and where the what's it called, office or whatever, to go get your package is. I think that's all the pros that I've written down so far. I mean, there could be loads more that you know I'll probably think of, but those are the ones I want to give to you guys. So I think I'm going to just move straight onto my cons, so you can know the disadvantages of living in accommodation, and there are a few. So let's jump into that. Number one would be straight in, the type of flatmates you have, okay? Now, that really depends on, you know, not necessarily experience as a whole, because if you make friends on the outside, then that's good, but you're living with them. Think about that. Like the kitchen you all share. If you ain't with it with your flatmates, it's a bit of a sticky situation. So that can sometimes be an issue, and it can sometimes be a frustration for some people. I just feel like to put it out there so you know, like, that can happen with some people. It doesn't always, but it can, you know what I'm saying? And if I keep looking at the wrong place, guys, I'm still getting used to it. Linking to that, you may not vibe with them at all. Like, this is the next one, but you may not vibe with them at all. Or you may notice that you're really different from them, and that can actually affect, like, becoming friends, because if you're completely different people, then it might not work out. So that can also be a issue, because when you know how many times this bell has rang? But yeah, so if you're completely different, that can be an issue. And it happens with some people. I mean, that's why I feel like it's always good to not just, like, stick with the people that you're living with, like, in your comm, and just to, like, actually go out onto the campus and see what other people are living in other comms, if you know what I mean, because that will obviously help. Next one would be, depending on your campus, it could just be dry. You could just generally have a dead campus. Like, everyone is either just shy or just a bit boring, you know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that at the beginning, usually you'll see people come out, you know, try and connect with others, and then there's just some that will just stay in. So if that's how the majority of your campus is, or your whole block is, then it can be a bit boring and harder to make friends. But yeah, that can also happen. Another disadvantage of living in accommodation is the fire alarms. When I tell you, these fire alarms be running, and they be running loud, like, and it'll be sometimes like 10 a.m. in the morning, like, just out of nowhere. Sometimes even, like, the fire alarms will just go off, and you would all have to, like, exit the building, and it honestly gets so long, because when you know it's a drill and it's not real, it can be very long, especially when you're, like, in the middle of something. But yeah, that can happen in accommodation. That doesn't necessarily happen at home, because fire alarms don't just be running like that. Another one would be kitchen. Now, when you're sharing with people, you don't know what type of people they are. You don't know where they come from, what home training they had, but the kitchen, that thing be getting messy. I don't even care. People say it will stay neat. It gets messy. You best thank the cleaners that come that one time a week. Yeah, because some people don't know how to clean whatsoever, like, at all. So your kitchen will be messy, and trying to cook food in a messy kitchen is a no-no. Like, at the end of the day, some people just be ordering, and because some people really don't be cleaning or be leaving their stuff. And in my accommodation, it can happen like that sometimes. Like, it'll be hella, like, messy and stuff like that. And it's a thing that it can be a bit sticky sometimes. But yeah, people try and get together and keep it clean, but yeah, it can happen. So messy kitchen, is it avoidable? Depending on also how many people you're living with, but not really. And people might think, oh my gosh, when I was literally, before I started uni, I was so excited because I was living with 10 people. 10, right? Listen, it doesn't, I feel like it's just a lot. It's just a lot. And it's a lot because it's not an issue that's a lot, though. It's just a thing of where, in my head at first I was thinking, yeah, 10 people that I'm friends, like, be close to, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just 10 people that I'm just living with because, you know what I'm saying? So it's not what I thought it was, you know what I'm saying? I feel like less people is still okay. Like, if you're living in an accommodation with not that many people, it's fine. If you do live with a lot of people, then it can be alright. But the messy kitchen is definitely gonna happen because you don't know where people be coming from. Next one will be flatmates that complain. Oh my gosh, let me tell you this. If you know, listen, it just depends, because you may see it as a con, the fact that people are loud, okay? Or, like, you're gonna be hearing noise when you're living with certain people. And some people may see it an issue when they cannot, like, make noise, okay? But my issue is when you cannot enjoy and make noise. Because I be having my friends, you know what I'm saying, trying to have some lit time, and if you could be hearing someone trying to tell me that it's loud, sometimes you have to be understandable, you know. If you've got lectures, cool, calm down, you got to keep the noise down. But if it's like just a day that you know, like, nothing's really going on, it's kind of a vibe killer, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, sometimes, and I know of someone whose flatmate really complains, like, I know of someone who has that issue, and yeah, it just makes things so much dead, like, dry. It depends to what extent they complain, but yeah, that can be annoying. Another one I would say is a disadvantage of living in accommodation. Sorry guys, I'm looking at this book. would be the expenses. Like, it's expensive. Living in accommodation is more expensive than living at home, and that is full stop, you know what I'm saying? Because first of all, you're paying, depending on your accommodation, you're paying a lot a week. Some people may not be, but it's a lot of money. Like me personally, it's a lot of money. So yeah, that can be annoying, because then you become broke, and many university students are broke, and that is because they have to pay rent, and then what's left? Nothing. And you want to go out with your friends. It's a bit of a sticky situation, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that can be very, very frustrating, because the money comes in, and it depends how you spend your money. Because if it comes in and you're good at managing, you probably get through it. It's fine, depending how much you have and how much you get, you know what I'm saying? But there's some people that really get bad, so it's really, really hard to like manage and like try have money as well. It's just too much. And next I would say the walls are thin, and this links to like I don't know if my camera's moving to the side a little bit. Oh, I don't know. This links to like the noise and things like that, and just hearing other people. The walls are thin, so you can hear things, especially when it's getting like quieter, meaning later in the day. You can hear what another person's doing. Sometimes, like even when I'm moving like this on the table from here to here, I can hear someone, like the person beside me, doing that in their room, and it's like, it really tells me that, damn, these walls are thin. But yeah, that's one thing that you should keep in mind, okay? Because they're gonna be hearing you. They be hearing what you are doing. That's like, because this is so random, but basically I was singing, yeah, and I mean I can sing a bit, but I don't really think I can sing like that, you know what I'm saying? And I just remember they could probably hear me. Let me just shut up. And that's why I keep getting annoyed. So I like to like just sing my lungs out, you know what I mean? Even if I can't sing, but yeah, some things I can't do because of that reason. Another one I would say is that people can steal other people's stuff, and it's not even on purpose. I don't know if it's on purpose. Some people, yeah, I don't know, it depends. But like your food and stuff like that, and your drinks, like something will disappear and you're just like, what the heck? Because I ain't touched it, so who touched it? You know what I'm saying? Some people can take your stuff. So I know some people like to label their things, like they do that, but I don't necessarily do that. And I wouldn't say much has been taken from me, I'll be real. Not much at all, to be honest. But yeah, it can happen. People do take people's things and like not realize it, and you know, it can just be a bit like irritating, because it's like, I didn't even let you use that, so what's going on? But yeah, actually I've had a few things, maybe one or two, but like it can be a bit like questioning, like, but yeah, it doesn't happen too much. It just depends on who you're living with, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you might as well put that in mind. It can happen. So if you do want to padlock, you know, put a proper secure thing on your food, then you might as well. But depends. Listen, yeah, when you order food, some of the drivers get real lost, and I don't know what the thing is. I think it's because it's like there's loads of different blocks and whatever. But usually, sometimes when I order food, they be going a whole different direction, and that can be long. Like, then I have to walk like far out just to collect my food and collect the driver or whatever, so that they know for next time, because they probably come down here quite a lot and they still haven't, you know, I don't know how they haven't caught the hang of it. But yeah, like if you're ordering from a place that doesn't really come down, the chances of them getting lost at your com is there. Like, I'll be real. It depends how like your campus is laid out in your com, because if it's just like straight comms, no like lecture classrooms and all that, they may not get confused. But if it's like accommodation and like lecture halls and stuff like that, they start to mix it up. So yeah, that can be annoying sometimes. It's also linked to what the one I just said. It comes to times where you just order a lot, and if you have money, then you order. I don't know, I had a stage where I was literally just ordering food, like, and it's not even that I can't cook, like I can genuinely cook, but I was just ordering. I was literally just ordering, and then when one of my friends go, oh, let's get a pizza, you're like, all right, let's get a pizza, and then everyone just gets a pizza, and then the next day you do it, and you're like, damn, I've just ordered like how many times in just like 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying? So that can happen. And there's sometimes that you're really lazy and you can't be asked to cook, because remember, when you live in a com, you do everything yourself. Sometimes you can't be asked to come back from lectures and cook yourself food, so you just do a takeaway, and that is money, but it happens. So yeah, keep that in mind, unless, you know. Security. Now this was the only issue when it was like Freshers Week, and I just kind of find it a bit, this is the thing that I was like a bit like, what's going on, because of the fact that security knew that there's new freshers coming in and there's gonna be a freshers week, but they complained about the noise when people had flat parties and things like that. And it didn't really make sense to me, because it's like, you kind of should have known. But then at the same time, I get it, because not everyone's going to be doing up parties, and especially because late at night, it's like, you've got to keep the noise down and be considerate to others, which is also like, you know, it makes sense. But then those should also know that it's just a bit of a sticky one. But like, yeah, I was kind of like, oh, you know what I mean? Because they locked off some things and things like that. But I guess because it's not really allowed, or like you can't play music past certain times. And that is one, like, past certain times, you can't be loud. Something that's happened recently that is a disadvantage for me is that the water is going cold. I'm telling you now, I wake up in the morning, I had a 10 a.m. lecture, I jump in the shower just, you know, to get ready, and the water is cold. Now, I'm not necessarily waking up hella early before the time, so I don't have as much time, but it's like, now the water is cold, I can't even, you know what I mean? That makes me late to my lectures, because I'm not going to go to no lecture without having a shower, and that's just me personally. I don't know about anybody else. So yeah, that can be very frustrating. Or just in general, like, why is the water cold? Like, I'm like, I'm paying for this and my water cold? Like, that becomes really frustrating, because it's like, you report it and then you let them know, but you don't know when it's like kind of gonna come on. And I've actually had cold showers before. I just had to firm it, because I had to get ready. Yeah, that was annoying. Last but not least, and this one's on my experience, because I don't know where you lot's unis are, but in my case, the area. Now, the area has a lot of trees and bushes, right? Now, at night time, that may be an issue. I mean, it's not too much of an issue, but it can be an issue when you come back by yourself. Honestly, it's like one road, it's like a road, and it's like just not much going on, just like trees and trees here, there, left, right, center. And that is just a bit like, at night time, I mean, once you get used to the area, you know your area is calm, then it's like not that deep. But at first, I was there like, how long are we gonna come back home by myself when it's like later in the day, or it's like dark, or the winter time when it gets dark early? And yeah, sometimes you gotta do a little, no, I'm joking, I'm not running. Just so you know, like, depending on your area, think about how you're gonna be coming home and like going out, if you are going to meet people by yourself or in groups in general, because depending on the area, it can be a bit of a sticky situation. But yeah, me personally, let me give you my say. I'm so happy that I live on campus in accommodation. I came to you guys with as much as I can. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. I hopefully did help those that are picking accommodation. And I would say, when you pick accommodation, make sure to pick with space. Don't pick tiny rooms, you're gonna regret it. I tell you now, I'm happy that I got a big room, and I thank God, because I've seen some people, they be struggling out here, like, But yeah, I think it's quite fun. I quite enjoy living in accommodation. But the only thing is, I don't really live in my comm. That's the funny thing. I'll be real, I leave my comm quite a lot. Like, I'm in different blocks, or my friends come to my room. I don't really, it's a thing of where I'm not really like the tightest with my flatmates. So if you have, you know, if your like flatmates are your close friends, then you're gonna have a little time, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it just depends. But me, I enjoy living on campus, yeah? But yeah, hopefully you guys took a lot from this video, and you are able to think whether you want to go to accommodation or not. I would definitely say get out there and just try it out, you know, see what you feel. Some people do decide to commute first, then see if they see anyone, then go into accommodation or second year house. And that's perfectly fine, that's up to you. But yeah, that was just my, you know, pros and cons based low-key on my experience. So hopefully that helps you guys. Do make sure to like, comment and subscribe. Turn that post notification bell on so you know if I want to post next. I will be posting more lifestyle vlogs, you know, videos, uni-related content. And if there's anything you guys are interested in, you want me to talk about, want me to vlog for you guys, just let me know. I'm down to film literally anything. And yeah, hopefully you guys like that. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.